Alright, so today's power was Earth. Earth power, geokinesis, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it goes by 1,000 names. Only reason I know that is because I had to look up reference images for this, and God, if that's not fun. Because the really good part is all of the images are basically just Gaara from Naruto, who's cool in his own right, but not not at all what I'm looking for. And or it's just here's the top 10 best characters from. It's like I don't care. I could not care less. Just give me a reference image. But yeah, again, we got another basic power today. Because if you didn't know, I am doing all of these at random. I do have a list. Um, and so again, this is a pretty basic one. Again, I do like how it turned out. I think it was a much better focus on the environment, which is something that I don't typically focus on, as compared to something like like a lot of the other drawings, which is much more like him using the power. This is much more of like the power getting thrown at stuff. I was thinking of more having like a moonfall kind of scenario where like you know like the moon is crashing down, like he's using the earth power to chuck it down at people. But then I was like, meh, eh, I was like, that kind of sounds hard. And then I was thinking of this idea of him like levitating all of the rocks, like, up. And I was like, that's kind of neat, but also, like that's the thing. It's very hard to like show what I want, if that makes sense. It's very difficult to really explain what I was thinking, or like what exactly I wanted, at least at this point in the drawing, because it's very much all over the place. Like it very much feels like I don't know, it feels very very out there, right? I know like if I wanted to have more cubic rocks, or if I wanted to have more like rock looking rocks. And I think that that level of indecisiveness, it definitely came to a head later in the drawing, and I don't think I ever truly resolved it. But what you gonna do about it, right? The answer is be better at art, but I'm not doing that. That shit sounds hard. But again, I do generally like how this turned out. I like all the rocks, all the smoke effects. It's again, it's fun. He is still visible in the final drawing. Joseph, if you didn't know, that's the guy's name. If you're ever wondering, go like, oh man, is that just yellow hoodie guy? It's like, no, it's Joseph. Which of course, if you're following up in December, I will make sure that that's I mean you'll get to know, like, whenever they say his name, you're like, I knew that way before everybody else, right? Because that's, I mean, if that's not enticing, then I don't know what is. But again, I went with the like, rather than drawing it in like lighter in like a lighter tone, I went again with the what we call it, like this the opacity kind of thing this time. Which again, I think it's just a little easier, just because it feels like it's much easier to define what's a sketch and what isn't, because that's a big problem when you use the like when you just draw in gray and then go over in black. It's a little harder. But yeah, so I ended up drawing like little smoke clouds coming out, and obviously if this was like comic book or manga, I probably wouldn't have made it as big and complete, but man, what do you know, right? But yeah, no, this was again super. It was I would say super fun. Or I wasn't say like super, but it was definitely like, it was one of those ones where it's nice to get an easy one. It's nice to get one that you just kind of you draw, and that's kind of the end of it, right? Um, I was kind of confused on how to do the smoke effects coming towards you, and overall, I don't think I did it like super poorly. I don't think it looks horrible. I think it's hard to kind of show the depth. I think if I was better at shading, maybe I could do that. It's again also smoke effects in general have a big problem of, like how exactly do you express that smoke is coming towards something? Like how do you color that in? Just because I don't see a lot of smoke in my day to day. Oddly enough, I'm not seeing a lot of it, because I don't do any drugs or any of that weirdo stuff. Nah, tell you what. But outside of me being what's oh, a pussy, right? Yeah, being a person that doesn't smoke. Yeah, no, I don't know. I never really see like a smoke cloud in my day to day. Like you see clouds, but like something exhausting smoke. I don't know. Maybe if I get like a massive lifted truck, that would be better for my reference images. I would be able to look at that all day. I hate him so much. Because the worst part is obviously I don't know what I look like, but in real life, anytime I put a hat on, it looks like I would drive a lifted truck and call you the N word, and it's a very big problem in all honesty because it's like I swear guys, I'm cool, I'm cool. I'm not gonna say the word, I'm not gonna say it. And it's just like I live in a small town in Texas. I'm really like it really makes it feel like I'm gonna say the N word and drive a lifted truck. But I don't know. I guess I don't know all the big YouTubers. I keep saying that they've seen the N word at like this point in their career, so maybe I should say it, and then that would like boost me to stardom. Like it's like it's like a monkey paw kind of deal, right? It's like a devil's deal where it's like it's like oh no. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I had to do a little cut there. Just somebody came in my room while I was recording this, and blah, 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 blah. But whatever, right? Anyways, back to the drawing. I know I was more yammering about being a racist before this, but yeah. Again, I think this turned out really good. This definitely feels like an action scene. Um, God, dude, the amount in which it would be so much easier to be like a mangaka. That seems so much easier, right? Like I get it that they're also like good at art and stuff, but holy Jesus, it seems so much goddamn easier to just draw in black and white and do cross hatching, right? Like it seems like such an easier style, but it's like, dude, I I'm white. I'm as white as they come. I you think Shonen Jump's taking on this guy? Hell no, right? I wouldn't even take on this guy. You guys couldn't take on this guy either. Puny weaklings. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll go kill myself. You know, I really really hope that this comic book becomes successful and stuff because the amount in which I think about it um, is like absurd. So if y'all could like hurry up and make me famous, that'd be really cool. Because like I really have a lot of ideas for comic books and stuff. That's what really sucks. It's like I'm not good enough at art for the amount of ideas I have. And some people would say, "Why don't you hire an artist?" Right? And then I would, the issue is like now we don't have this entire YouTube series to gain a following and so everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, you hear that Gideo Jamer, the man, the myth, the legend, that guy that's super hot and everybody wants to kiss him on the mouth, right? That guy, he's dropping a comic book. Dude, I gotta read it. It's Gideo Jamer, right? Um, and like again, it's one of those things where I really because it's getting closer and closer to December, right? Because it's late August or mid August when I'm recording this, and like it's like, damn, dude, in 4 months, it's like the thing that I just kind of yammer on about is like it's gonna be real, like it's gonna be a thing, like it's not, it's not gonna be in my noggin anymore. That's just very weird to think, like to know that like oh shit, like it's like real, like it's like a thing, Which of course, it's exciting. But dreams and ambitions aside, again, I do like how this turned out. I was deliberating between having the smoke be super hatched and crawling, like all that, and having it be more just kind of powdery, like that snow looking texture. So there's some deliberation on that. But again, I think it still turned out relatively okay. I think some of the perspective is a little off on the ground parts, but it's all fun. Again, I like the placing and the lettering here. I think it feels very like solid, I guess, because like it's Earth power, so it has to be like hardy, right? So that's obviously a thing. I was deliberating on like the actual choice of how exactly to write it. But again, if this was in a comic book that I wrote, I would not be upset, right? I think that this expresses and explains everything that I would need from an action scene, and so that is kind of the end goal of all this, right? Um, because I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm a better writer than I am an artist. And so I like the end goal of this series is not to like perfect my ability to draw, right? The end goal of this series is to more get good enough to where I can draw something that like you get what's happening, right? Like to where I can panel it and do everything where it's like I get what's going on, right? But yeah, so again, that's I know a lot of this was more talking about the dreams and ambitions, but that's just because there wasn't a lot to talk about, right? In terms of like the actual drawing, which it is what it is, right? Like it's just kind of a thing. Um, but yeah, no, I thought this was a fun one to draw. I would like to. I don't know. I guess I'd like just to thank you all for watching. Again, it's obviously comic books coming out in December. If you want to know what it's about or why I'm drawing all this and why blah blah blah, like any questions about that, uh, just ask in the comments. I'll make sure to respond to them. And again, anything that you want me to draw, anything like that, make sure to put in the comments down below. I'm 100% a okay with drawing whatever. So yeah, just like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.